Yesterday we learned about geometric reflections. We created a mini golf hole and we made a visual graph of our mini golf hole. Today, on day 2, we're going to build off of what we did yesterday. And today we're going to use reflections to find the optimal path for your ball on your own mini golf hole. We're also going to create a visual putting guide using geometric reflections so that whoever comes to your mini golf hole can see exactly how to putt it perfectly if they so choose by following your guide. Now keep in mind, when you hit a ball, it follows a trajectory. The trajectory is a path followed by the ball under the action of given forces. If you putt the ball straight on without angling your club, the ball is going to follow a trajectory on a forward path until it runs out of momentum. And I'm going to show you that when I hit the ball straight on, it should follow a pretty forward trajectory without turning too much or angling off of course. However, I want to change the trajectory of the ball by making a bank shot. A bank shot is when you bounce the ball off of a wall or some sort of an object to change its trajectory. So check this out. When I hit the ball off of the board here, it's going to be a bank shot. It's going to change its trajectory and send it sailing back right towards me. Since I hit it straight on, it came straight back at me. It did the exact opposite. Okay. So this plank in the middle, I put the measuring tape on it so you can see it a little bit better. That's going to act as our line of reflection. Remember that from yesterday? Our line of reflection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bank the ball off of that board there. And I want you to watch it before it hits the board and after it hits the board. And all things considered, it should be pretty much the same path, but opposite that it takes going into the board, hitting it, and then going to the other side. Obviously, the ground is uneven, it's kind of rough, so it might not be a perfect path. So that's probably no big deal to you. You probably knew that already. But I'm going to show you how to build off of that knowledge to make the perfect bank shot using a geometric reflection. Now watch this. This is how you use a reflection to your advantage to sink a putt. Remember that the reflection is the same amount of space on the opposite side of the line. So look at this. I want my golf ball to hit this cup, but I can't hit it straight to the cup because a plank is in the way. The board is a line of reflection. I'm going to measure how far the cup is from the line of reflection. Okay, it's 4 feet. That's going to be C. Now I'm going to measure 4 feet in the opposite direction of the line of reflection. I'll put another cup there to signify that. There we go. This is C prime. Now all I have to do is aim at C prime. Obviously my ball won't hit C prime because the path is blocked, but by aiming for that, I'm setting myself up for the ball to bank off the wall and reflect perfectly so it angles back to the cup. It might take you a few tries to get it right. Persevere. You're working on your aim, and of course there may be things that prevent you from hitting the cup even if you set it up perfectly. Now keep in mind, even if you hit the ball perfectly, the trajectory might be affected by things like a little angle or like a little hill or a pebble that the ball runs into on the ground, or maybe there's a dent in the ball that throws it a little bit off course. So even if you do hit it perfectly, it might not follow the trajectory that you have in mind. It might have a mind of its own. Now it's time to make our perfect putting guide. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking at my sketch from yesterday and I'm realizing it's a little bit too big, so I'm shrinking it down. I put the new one here and I moved it, this was inches, I moved it to centimeters, so it's even smaller now. And what that's going to do is give me room on the other side of the line of reflection so that I can put that C prime on the opposite side of where the cup is. So let me just label this for you. This is the cup or the hole. This is a tee off spot. This is an 8-foot plank. This is an 8-foot plank. The space between here is 2 feet. The space between these two, 2 feet. between this and that, that's also 2 feet. And in the space between the cup, this is important, the cup and the line of reflection, that's 4 feet. Okay, so all that I have to do, really, for my perfect putting guide, is to make this as the cup is C, and I need to make C prime, which will be on the opposite side of the line of reflection in the exact same amount of space. It's 4 feet from that cup there. It's going to be 4 feet from the line of reflection in the opposite direction over here. So for my new guide, I'm using centimeters instead of feet. So 0 to 4 centimeters, that's about right there. So that's going to be C prime. And I'll just color it so you can see it even better. Okay, so we've set that up. Now you can see the reflection of the cup, the regular cup, and the reflection of it. This is obviously where I do my bank shot. So I'm going to aim from the tee to the reflection of that. And I'm just gonna use my ruler here as a straight edge. And going from the tee to the cup, I'm going to make a line. Okay, I put a line there. And what's going to happen is the ball is going to go in that direction, but it's going to stop when it hits here. And it's going to be pushed in the opposite direction towards the cup. And it should be an exact mirror or reflection from where it hits here to the cup, following the exact same path from there to there, just in the opposite direction. All right, one more time for the people in the back. I'm starting from the tee. I'm hitting it toward this, the reflection. It's going to go dot, 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 dot. And it wants to keep going towards the reflection, but it can't make it all the way there because it hits the line of reflection. The line of reflection pushes it in the opposite direction, and it goes upwards. And in a perfect world, it hits the cup right there, and it makes a perfect hole-in-one. So that is my perfect putting guide for my mini golf hole. Okay, now it's your turn. You're going to take the mini golf hole that you made, and you're going to try to create that perfect putting guide. And then make sure that you use your straight edge to show what path the ball will follow if you hit it perfectly. Aiming towards that reflection, ricocheting off the wall, it's a bank shot, and going back towards the cup. All right, good luck with that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but make it as good as you can. Use your knowledge of geometry and mini golf to make it work. If you do all of that and you're still not satisfied and you still want to do more, I like you. A challenge that you could do is to create even more mini golf holes. You could make them harder and more challenging. You could make them so that they require 2 putts or 3 putts, and then make your guide for each one of those as well to show how to hit the perfect putt. So you're going to have to do your research. You're going to have to try it out. You're going to have to do your geometry and your reflections and show all of those holes. But that's just an extra challenge. You don't have to do that.